Well, it seems Aston Villa's transfer window is probably the most exciting one across Europe as we come into the last 3 days of this January transfer window. And I have got some big news to reveal about what David Ornstein has said with Aston Villa's new plans. If you are new around here, then make sure to smash a like, subscribe to the channel, and get in the comment section below with your thoughts, feelings, and emotions about this crazy, crazy window. It's nearly as crazy as my hair and beard. Absolutely wild. And geez, it's actually taken a battering because I have not got over what's happened in the last few days with Villa. And we're going to get into the crunch talk. So big up, everyone. And as I said, strap yourself in because it's not been an easy ride. I mean, where do we even begin? We've had the John Duran situation escalate out of nowhere, where I was convinced, I kept saying all window, no way would Villa sell John Duran. No way would we sell a player like that in January. Bish, bash, bosh, the Saudi bag comes, they open the briefcase, they say, have a bit of this, Aston Villa, 75 million up front, enjoy it, and Duran is off to Al Nassr. And genuinely, absolutely blown my brain. And I think I realised there was potentially an issue with John Duran when he returned from his suspension and came and was on the bench at Everton and was used as an unused sub. And I thought, that's interesting. Duran back, unused sub. And then from there on in, we saw Duran sit on the bench and Unai Emery, very tight-lipped on the situation, but also a little bit of a politician, wasn't he? Saying, I want Duran to stay, but basically saying, does Duran himself want to stay? And so for me, his agent has done the work in the background, seeked out clubs, and the Saudi money has come calling. So we have to take that in. We've also had to deal with the storm that is Ollie Watkins and Arsenal. And I'm going to put my chest out here. I will be absolutely perplexed, bamboozled if Ollie Watkins moves. And this is why now, luckily, David Ornstein has come in and almost soothed those worries and almost allowed me to say it with chest. Because this is what David Ornstein has said today. He has said the following an hour ago. Aston Villa do not intend to sell any other key players prior to the English market shutting on Monday night. So why is this sort of gospel? Why is this biblical to me? Well, Ornstein was the one who broke the John Duran story to Saudi Arabia, Al Nassr. And he was the one who sort of made Villa fans realise that all this rumour and speculation was about to come true. Now, with Ornstein coming in clutch and saying Aston Villa do not intend to sell any other key players prior to this window shutting, I am a man who I think can sleep. Because honestly, if that situation was to arise and we also lost Ollie Watkins in one window, which is what a lot of these journalists and a lot of these media outlet transfer speculations were yesterday, then that would have been some crazy ass window, losing both Duran and Watkins, your two strikers, in the space of a week. Just would never have been seen or done before. But Ornstein has come in and said Villa do not intend to sell any of their key players. Now, when you look at key players, you think of the likes of Emi Martinez, Ezri Konsa, Yuri Tillemans, Kamara, Rogers, and now I'd say, obviously, Watkins is 100% one of those. Well, we haven't heard any news, transfer rumours on any of those others listed prior to Watkins. But obviously, you never know now these days with if a club were to come in at the last minute and go, hey, Emi Martinez, do you fancy this deal? Obviously, I know, again, hand on heart, that Emi Martinez loves the Villa. He sees the project. He wants to be part of it, and he wants to win a trophy with us. So Watkins and Arsenal, I think, is a big cross, a big red flag, a big not happening. And yet I can't ever see Arsenal hardballing and chucking the money that they have at Watkins to almost debunk what Ornstein said. They would have to come with an astronomical price rise of 60 million to get Watkins to leave us. And that, for me, is really where I can be relaxed, because the Villa squad cannot be depleted anymore. It cannot be changed too much more, because you cannot guarantee ever getting the player you want in. And that's where I probably say with a transfer market is where Villa have done one in, one out. You cannot always guarantee the smoothness of it. Hence why when we lost out on Loic Bade, you know that there's a bit of a problem here, because that's not how we envisage this plan going after selling Diego Carlos. So losing a player for me is a lot harder to deal with than bringing a player in. And so for me, Ornstein's news is absolutely magical, absolutely fantastic. And I'll say this again, Villa fans, please sleep well at night. So it leads me to my next question then. Who on earth and what on earth do Villa do next? Because we have to fill the gap we have to fill the void of John Duran. And we have been linked, as I said, with a couple of players of recent times. We've been linked with two names that are screaming out. Now, whether they come in as a dead cert, a biblical reference, I don't know. But the first one that's come today is Mathys Tel. Mathys Tel, Villa are interested in. The issue with this one is, though, Mathys Tel is on about 7 other clubs' list. And this situation drama is a weird one because basically with Mathys Tel, he is a player who Bayern Munich simply do not want to let go, but the player wants to leave. And as soon as the player wants to leave, your hand is forced. And ultimately, that decision always happens. He goes. But there's 7 other clubs, the likes of Arsenal, Man United, Tottenham, all lined up for this guy. So it's about now who puts the best project forward. And is the Aston Villa project enough to lure Mathys Tel to us over your Arsenals, over, to be fair, there's nothing to lure over Spurs apart from game time. And Man United, it's the same thing. You're guaranteed minutes, but you're not guaranteed, success. Where I think Villa can offer that project of here we are, this is what we want, this is where we're going. Not to say it's guaranteed, but I think we can paint a bigger picture to players like Mathys Tel than Spurs and United can at the moment. However, he's not the only one, is he? Because that name, João Felix, is not going away. The rumours and speculation over Aston Villa getting João Felix simply will not go away. The cat, the cat, could be meowing, purring his way back to Aston Villa and Unai Emery's grip. And I keep saying this, we've been twerking and twerking and twerking for João Felix, and it's a love story that seems to not go away. Are we going to end up with this man? And are we finally going to get the cash that we have from Duran and just drop it on him? We've been chasing him for a loan deal for a while. We've been chasing him and chasing him. And those contacts haven't worked. Atletico have played hardball. Chelsea were able to do it. And now it's about dropping the cash if we want him. Villa will be signing a forward, will be signing an attacker in the next few days. Will it be 1? Will it be 2? I'd love to know your thoughts on this one, chat. I would love to know your thoughts on this one. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that the player that Villa gets in is impactful, as Duran is in terms of goal contributions, but not to the detriment where Ollie Watkins conundrum happens again, where we're all basically sat there going, how can we have 2 very, very good strikers in the same squad? How do we balance them? We have to find that match. Now, whether we go for Felix because he can play more as a number 10, as a second striker, then albeit. But the movement of Aston Villa in the next few days is one that you must brace yourself for. But if we reiterate that point, David Ornstein has confirmed that Aston Villa will not be losing any more players. We're not selling any more key players. Doesn't mean that we won't be loaning out the likes of Kostin Ajolkovic, and Joe Gauchi has just gone on to Barnsley on loan today. It does not mean that we'll still be getting rid of players, but not our key fold. Hope this video has been helpful. Hope you've enjoyed the discussion. Make sure you get involved in the comments yourself so I can hear your thoughts, feelings, and emotions on it all. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and I'm out of here. Ta-da!